Hi guys, and welcome to For the Love of Rescue, powered by Woodrock Animal Rescue. I always get so excited to say that because I am so proud of Woodrock Animal Rescue. It's just the most incredible organization, village, home, sanctuary, rescue center, and so much more.
So for those of you who don't know, this is Jack's Martheze and I'm Stella Meldau. So welcome. We also are home to over 300 animals, and that's not necessarily dogs and cats. It's also donkeys and pigs and ducks and geese and one horse and a bull and cows and our beautiful goats.
And bunnies and
bunnies. So, and we're based here in Hennops River Valley. And today's topic is one of my favorite topics, one dog or two.
Very excited to start this and very excited to get on these topics. So Stella and I have decided that we really want to share what our knowledge is, share what we feel about different topics, and so we have launched our For the Love of Rescue YouTube channel, and we are so excited for you guys to be a part of it. So if there's anything you'd want us to chat about, let us know in the comments below, and then we'll definitely talk about it. Remember, these are very much opinion based.
Okay, so let's ask. Many times I've visited people and they said, "Oh, they'd love another dog." But what's your thoughts on that, Jax?
Getting another dog if they've got a single dog?
Yes.
You know, I think that two dogs are happy dogs. I think that dogs by nature are very sociable, and their behavior is very different when they've got another animal to depend on and be with them at all times. I often bring up a situation that in a human space, if your partner is out of town and you're alone at home, you're very aware. If that happens to me, I'm hyper alert. Aren't you hyper alert if you're the only one in the house?
Not with my 18 dogs.
Okay, maybe not with your 18 dogs,
Okay.
but if my partner actually isn't home, I'm definitely thinking more, I'm listening more, and I think the same thing happens with dogs as well. I think that if they want a single dog, I think they've got a lot more pressure on them. Oh my word, the door's ringing. I've got to say hello to the people. They've got so many more responsibilities as a single dog. Whereas if he has a buddy with him, they can kind of share the load and share the responsibilities and the excitement and everything else, which I think is a really special thing to do. Still, as well as that, tell me about, I think if you've always had a single dog, if your dog's always been a single dog, I think it's very, very different. But I think that if you're bringing an animal into your home that's going to be a single dog, how do you feel about that if they have been with other animals and they have been sociable?
So are you asking me the situation, the scenario where the dog has been a pair and one pair has sadly disappeared, for whatever reason, passed on, or the people have moved to a new place and the other dog did not have fit, and a family member took the other dog. It happens. Children move on and they say, "Oh, can't I have Buster?" And they take Buster, leaving Jackson all alone. So my thoughts is that is like very, very sad, because Jackson's going to he's going to keep running to the gate. He's going to keep running to the door. He's going to feel very lonely. And there are times when you're going to go on a holiday and he's going to be left alone with a domestic, and his days are not going to be fulfilled.
Absolutely. So lonely, a single dog in my eyes can, especially if they have had the interaction with another dog prior, can be a very, very lonely dog. And humans, I don't feel, can fulfill the same roles an animal can fulfill. So a dog can't speak and engage with a human like they can engage with another animal.
I mean, you've seen when we've often visited a dog at a home with another dog, and how excited that dog who owns the house, if you will, the dog that lives at the house, how amazing it is for that dog to have a buddy for the day, like a play date. And I've often had this happen to me where people have walked into the gate and they said that they house sat or they babysat a dog for somebody that's in order for the dog to stay with them because they were out of town. And now the dog's gone back to wherever it came from, and the dog is very lonely, and that is the reason why they're thinking to adopt.
I'm having a giggle as you're saying that, because I picture my dogs, and when someone comes in, they kind of run to the next dog to say, "Hold on a second, did you see someone's here? Did you see someone's here?" They want to share that excitement and that joy. So I think if they have been with another dog and they're alone, and you're right, they get lonely, they can get anxious, and then what happens, they start depending on the human being around. And of course, as humans, and we live our lives, we've got to work, we've got to do shopping and all those goodies. And the dog can become really anxious, and sometimes they can become disruptive. Sometimes they can be, howling, and you don't want to
and
have
barking, and the neighbors will start complaining. So what would a second dog offer?
a second dog would offer so much more. They offer that companionship that no one can give them. And if you go out for tea, or you go out for lunch or shopping, etc., you don't feel the pressure that your poor baby is left at home alone, kind of waiting at the door for you to get home, listening for all the sounds, waiting for to hear the car engine come in. So it's very, very different. And as well as that, just knowing that they're getting the right interaction from another animal, so they're able to play the same time, etc., and those kind of things.
So people then say to me, but I'm not strong enough to walk two dogs.
I often think that if a dog has the engagement with another animal, doesn't mean that they necessarily have to walk every day. Or you could get in a dog walker. Another thing I'd like to talk about here when we're talking about two dogs is like a puppy and an older dog.
That's your best scenario. So what happens is that the puppy normally is taught, and it's quite amazing to actually watch them watch the other dog and think, hey, I can do that. And they suddenly become engaging on a different level. It's quite unbelievable.
Absolutely. And I think the older dog teaches them manners. They teach them about your routine that you've got in your home, even house training and those kind of things. The older dog definitely guards the baby, and the bond that they create is quite unbelievable and quite remarkable.
I'm a bad example, because when I take a dog in from rescue and put them into the house, and within minutes you can tell how that dog is going to fit in. So how do they fit in? They emulate each other's behavior. And that's the truth of it. So a dog is essentially a pack animal. They lived in packs. Man tamed them, and we made them domesticated. But a dog alone is a very sad dog.
Absolutely. I think the only scenario where Woodrock Animal Rescue, not only scenario, there's a couple of scenarios where we are happy to rehome a dog as an only dog. The first is if they were to go to like a puppy school every day, because then they're getting the interaction with other dogs and they're being kept up with their social behavior with other dogs.
And also the body corporate has said one dog and no more. That has been a concern to us.
But then we need to find the right dog, a dog that is happy to be as an only dog. Sometimes you get an older dog and an older person, and they just want to be each other's companion, and that is beautiful to see. So I think it very much depends on the animal's nature and their background. Where did they come from? What was their experience in their life? So were they used to being an only dog, and those kind of routines and that only dog kind of interaction, and they didn't need another dog around? Or if they're going to their puppy school and they're getting all that interaction and the stimulation from the puppy school that they need.
And then there are also households that will cater for just that one dog. But is it ideal? Definitely not. With senior citizens who are allowed to take in one dog into their retirement village, that's fantastic, because that is very kind of the body corporate and of the system that works. But what I have seen of late is that when you've got a single dog and you're a senior citizen, your circle of friends is so much bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you bond with people that have got dogs.
Well, it creates relationship, and it creates you going out and walking together. And I don't believe that I would consider that a dog going into a senior citizen's residence where other people have got dogs as an actual only dog, because they will definitely, be able to engage with other dogs. They'll all go for a walk together. So those dogs definitely do get to see other dogs and hopefully do engage with other dogs. But as you say, animals give people so much life, and especially in a retirement village scenario as well.
But then also, we get asked, people arrive and they're first-time dog owners and they've got 3 children between the age of 11 and 15, and they want one dog. And we just feel it's so wrong. And we try and educate, and they've got a big garden and they've got time and they're a busy family. One dog is just going to cause them havoc.
Absolutely. The reality of life is that those 3 kids between 11 and 15, as you mentioned, or whatever it may be, they're busy. They've got school, they've got afternoon activities. So when they actually get to spend time with the dog, it's already late in the afternoon, and that dog has spent the entire day waiting to engage with someone. So I don't feel that it is fair. What do you feel in a scenario like that if they were to get maybe a professional dog walker to walk the dog?
Well, there's some amazing groups, and one that we advocate is My Dog Buddy, which by Lebo, she is just something else, and her team are amazing. But let's talk more about leaving a dog alone at home. So say, for example, you're a single lady living in a house in Saxonwold, and you've got a Labrador and you don't want another dog, and you go into a situation where you have to go into hospital for a knee op, for example. That is just so sad, because that dog is now going to be all alone, living with a domestic and maybe walking with a gardener. So you've set yourself up for something sad. So yes, we would then rather advise, before even getting to that stage where you are a senior, you've lost your other dog, you've lost your partner, go ahead to a shelter and get a dog that matches your dog's personality exactly, for instances where life has its changes.
Absolutely. So, I agree with you to find a dog that actually is the right fit for your existing dog, and also the right dog that's going to fit your circumstances in your life wherever you are at that stage. So to maybe not go, even though your dog gets on with all dogs, not maybe get a puppy, but get an older dog who fits your lifestyle, so that it can really engage well with the way that your life works and the way that your dog works. So I think that's a very wise decision, and it makes real sense. I also do believe, and Stella, I am deviating from the topic before we do end off today. Stella once said to me, and it's the most brilliant idea, is that you should have a card on your fridge, and a card that's in your bag or your purse to say, God forbid anything can happen to anyone at any stage, and it's so important for people to know that you do have a dog. And if the dog
Okay.
or a cat, an animal, or any animal, and if they do need any specific food or medication or anything like that, I think it's a brilliant idea of
I've always said
Stella's.
so. We've just had a case where a man has passed away, and there is a dog in the house, and the dog only got discovered a couple of days later. So the needs are for that dog should be covered in every aspect, not only in a living will, but also on your fridge, so that we know how to mitigate your dog if your dog is diabetic or whatever. But that's a completely different conversation for another day, because I'm going to end off by saying 2 dogs are great, but 3 dogs work perfectly.
Stella, give me one reason why you would tell our audience out there that the aim is not 2 dogs, but the aim is 3 dogs.
It's quite simple, because should the one dog have to, for whatever reason, go into for a procedure, dental, or need to have some kind of blood tests done or whatever, that dog that's left alone at home mourns the dog that's not there.
And they do sense that that animal was sick, so it's obviously been taken to the vet. So, guys, your aim here is not just 1 dog, not just 2 dogs, but 3 dogs. So I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And I have to just tell you out there, we do get people that come through here and they say, listen, they're so nervous they're starting off with their dogs and they only want 1 dog because it'll be easier than having 2 dogs. But 2 dogs, 3 dogs is definitely easier than 1 dog.
And listen, we'll groom that dog to be the dog you want that dog to be. So if it is going to be 1 dog and you're dead set on just 1 dog, allow us to be the master to try and mitigate the correct dog for your home, and the more senior dog, and a dog that will fit your lifestyle.
Absolutely. So guidance, accept the guidance. We want the best for your home, and of course we want the best for the animal that is going into the new home. So it's been a really great show. I've really enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it?
Let's do this again, guys.
Absolutely. Same time, same place next week. From me, Jax Martheze.
And me, Stella Meldau. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. Signing out from For a Love of Rescue.